Next up, we have deceased superstar. The six nominees: Owen Hart, China, Eddie Guerrero, Randy Savage, Chris Benoit, and Roddy Piper. So this is fan nominations. The fans got to nominate. Benoit got a lot of votes. What do you think about Benoit being? Should I even have him in this poll? I mean, is this appropriate? What do you think?
It's just so funny you mentioned his name because we all know Vince McMahon will never allow it. And what's funny about Chris is in 2000, I forget what year it actually happened because he died in 2007. I think in the 2008 Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame poll that Meltzer ran, or whoever runs that for him, um, they put up a side ballot to vote whether he should be excommunicated from the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And he did not get the full vote to kick him out, so he's still technically in their Hall of Fame. I think if you look back at Chris Benoit's career from the very beginning, 18 years before WrestleMania 20, up until June 1st, 2007, I think he deserves to be in any Hall of Fame. So, and I think that our site, Aaron, has been the hotbed of controversy at times, and I think that if we want to, be a website of the people and a Hall of Fame of the people, that we should let the people decide who they want in their Hall of Fame. If they want Chris Benoit, more power to them. My personal choice before reading the nomination list this morning was Lou Thesz.
Right.
If you go back and look at the history of wrestling of the guys that are deceased, because if you look at the history of wrestling in this country, period, and you look back at the history of Impact overall, you got to go with a guy like Bruno, but Bruno is still alive. So Lou Thesz is the guy who was the benchmark for the NWA. And back in the 40s, 50s, and even the early 60s, the NWA was wrestling. So for me, Lou Thesz would get the vote. But looking at the nomination list, I got to go with my girl Joni. Because, China is one of those who has been a very hot topic the last year since she passed away about whether the WWE let her in the Hall of Fame. So I think if we put her in first, it will set a precedent.
Well, that's why I think Owen might actually have a shot of winning this because so many fans are upset about him not being in the WWE Hall of Fame that they might just vote for him so he gets into the NoDQ.com Hall of Fame. My personal pick is Randy Savage. I think Savage had, in terms of overall body of work, the biggest career of anybody on this list. Would actually probably Roddy Piper, close second, and Eddie Guerrero would be right up there. So this one's another one that I think is going to be really close, but my personal vote is Randy Savage. Although if I had to make a prediction as to who I think the fans are going to vote for, I think Owen Hart might actually win this. I mean, who do you think the fans will vote for?
I think the fans will make it a close call between God, all of those people are so loved. Everybody loved Owen Hart. The boys loved Owen Hart, for crying out loud.
It could be a six-way race.
It really could be one of those things where, unlike what's going on in politics, it's not going to be a clear runaway at all. It's going to be a complete cluster all the way to the very end.
Yeah, the winner might get like 20% of the votes.
Hey, you know what? Abraham Lincoln won the presidency with 33%.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. This one's going to be really interesting to see who the
It
fans
will
vote
be.
for.
Absolutely.